Let's go back to your childhood. Where did that begin? When did you get this nudge to help other people?
Always, honestly, always.
Even as a young girl?
Ask my kids. Yeah. I mean, even as a young girl, my parents probably instilled that in me. My parents, my brother's best friend in high school, his father was divorced and remarried a woman who had a couple girls. And things were, he was high school. The girls were high school age. It just wasn't meshing well. And he came to live with our family for his whole senior year.
Okay.
And my parents just opened up their home to him, and he still, when
there was a need, there was a need, and they
Yep.
provided the help.
Yeah,
Okay.
when my father was dying of cancer, he came and was just like, you guys were there for me, and I want to be. So I think we've always done that. My husband and I, years ago, when my dad passed away, we had an older gentleman in our church. We knew he was probably going to be going. He was a widower and or a widow, and widower,
Mhm.
and we knew that he was going to be going into a home possibly because he was living with his sister who had Alzheimer's, and they were probably both in their 80s. And he came to us at church one day and said, I'm going to have to move into a home because she has to go into a home. And I live with her. I won't have anywhere to live. And Ron and I were like, no, let's build a spot. So we built an apartment on the side of the house. And not to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying that we needed the space anyway. And he moved in. It was the best decision ever. He lived with us for 2 years until he passed. And he was a built-in grandpa for my kids. It was.
That's
so
great.
Yeah, we've always done that kind of stuff. So this is not unusual.
It's just ingrained in who you are, your family.
Yeah. And it's nothing special. It's what people should do anyway.
Yeah, I know. But unfortunately, when we get so self-absorbed and selfish, and it's all about me, we forget that giving to others, and it's not just Christian, almost every religion on the planet talks about helping those in need, helping the poor. And I'll paraphrase, there's a Buddhist belief that when you help another person, it actually expands your inner soul, your being. I'm paraphrasing like crazy. And that's part of the measure you give is the measure you get back. And the thing I've learned through the years is you can't outgive God. No matter how much you give to others, you can't outgive God. It does come back, and it may not come back in the way you anticipated it would, but it does come back tenfold.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say it not only comes back, but it comes back so much more.
Right.
I get so much more than I give, or I feel like I do. Just going down, and when I was down in January, February, I had a mom. One of the students came to me and he said, my mom wants to talk to you. Well, that can go one of two ways. She could either be coming to me to say, hey, you're in town. Here's what we need for our family. But they've come to the point, I kind of knew it was probably going the other direction. And It did. The other direction was she sat down with me and she, for like 15 minutes, luckily I had actually a film crew on hand who was filming for something else. We were doing a promo video for our organization.
Right.
And she sat with me and he filmed it. And she just went on and on about, what the organization has done to help her son be successful. He now knows English. He now knows how to drive. He now knows how to do some computer skills and things like that. And just the person that he's become. And she thanked me for just us coming alongside her son and walking through life with him and helping her parent. And it was beautiful. I just sat there with tears streaming and it's all in video. It was just such a great moment. But I get so much more out of what we do than what I feel like we give.